Please welcome back to Knowledge, and this one's about sea peoples. I just came across this when I was looking through some stuff, read, and it's the sea peoples. About wait, yeah, it's about like an invasion from the sea, read, in Egypt. Isn't it's basically some strange theory written by some historian or whatever, archaeologist or something. It's just weird as we, but essentially what this is just a code for again for Masons, right? Sea peoples. You know what it is? Medinet Habu. So like the medicine covenant, it's like the medicine covenant, the tea, right? And they came to be known as the Battle of the Delta. Of course, we know the Delta and the Dalit and all that. Right? It's just totally coded stuff, right? Yeah. The Bronze Age collapse. Ethnography and all this. Really strange stuff, like peoples of the sea. First used the term 1855. Medinet Habu. Probably since the 1990s, this theory's been brought into question. So he's totally, obviously could the whole thing. But interesting stuff there about migrants and earthquakes and climatic shifts, same as what you get now. Not like climate change and that. All this type of weird stuff, and that's supposed to be like ancient stuff. I mean, it's obviously like just crazy, like a lot of code in it, and peoples of the sea. And you get the transcode in, read. Transliteration. Look at all this stuff here, read. Look at all these frees in it and all that, and as like what we've been seeing, the free is the E, read. So in that respect, like that's correct type of thing, but just sort of code all the stuff, read. But the E is free, see, same as what the code, what the A uses, archaeologist people or whatever. Teresh, Jagger, T Jugger, the 33. See what I'm saying? Sea battle of the Delta is a sea battle between Egypt and the Sea Peoples. Strange, has like circa 1175, 7 and 5 out of 12. So the 11, like the pillars, and then the 777 code. Yeah, the Egyptian Nile Delta. The Sea People. So obviously just, total hex basically just there, like made up in it. There's the chemish, what we call chemish, like the chemist. The medicine cabinet and the chemist. It's totally fake, as we obviously we know the delta and the Dalit. Right, same thing. In the fourth letter, transliterate as D. Read. Code word representing D, and then this is the interesting one, the difference between two things or values. Right? So like, like the trans idea and the natural idea, so it's two different values, right? And the delta between perception and reality, right? So this type of, this basically difference between where like reality is perceived by transes and naturals, right? Of course that's sacred and profane stuff, right? A quadratic equation. Of course a delta is a triangle in the Greek and that, a delta is a triangle, so a triangle represent this type of thing. It's like in a battle for perception. The battle of the delta thing is basically, what the war that these transes are waging on natural people, right? They see an enlightenment, revelation, and higher perspective. They think that they're the highest ones in that, see, these trances and that. Yeah. They consider obviously naturals to be lower beings and all that. Of course, represents number 3. So basically your Dalit idea, your Delta idea, represent 3 and 4, right? Of course, Delta triangle. Delta triangle, of course. Here's an interesting little thing, reading the 6th degree of Freemasonry, Hex. Concept of a triple triangle was introduced, said to be emblematic of the Freemasons. Yeah, never seen that one before, but obviously not as the symbol is a triangle anywhere in that. Codex Magica. Of course, yeah, 666 is the third gender type of thing, right? Third sex. Three aspects of a person: physical, mental, spiritual, mind, body, and soul. Very interesting, the battle of the Delta type of thing, right? Mind, body, and soul. Of course, all this type of thing used all the time, see, like here representing the battle for, battle over mind, body, and soul or something, like brainwashing and all that. Spiritual battle and that. Of course, Hex. And you have Delta blues music, see. Obviously, Delta blues music, it must have all been tea drinkers, basically. That's why it was Delta blues music. You know what I mean? It was all trances and that. All these musicians. So, it's been going quite a long time, these Masonic trance programs. Son House, Charlie Patton. The blues, Mississippi Delta. Mississippi, like you think of all the chords you've got in Mississippi. Sip and tea, and the sis and miss, there was a chord in it, the Mississippi Delta, obviously all tea drinkers, right? Delta blues, race records, milk cow blues. Of course, I love milking cows, right? Right here, you see here some chord about from the Royal Society of Chemistry, right? And there in alchemy, lead is the first and earliest of the 7 metals of alchemy. Right? The first and earliest, so that's like the first man idea, right? The first man and the PB. The PB is the symbol, like the pleb, right? The plebeium, right? So you can see the chord in the alchemy, like delta is like lead and tea, so it's turning the lead, right, into a tea, right? So the first and earliest means like the first man, i.e. not the tea race, right? So the lead is symbolic of the natural person, right? And the lead and tea, right? Of course, like the dog lead idea, lead the animal and all that, right? Plum bum thing, the plum bum, and the metal was associated with the planet Saturn, right? So again, sort of ideas about like Satan, the moon, stuff like that. With the natural person idea, right? And plum bum, see? Professor Plum with a lead pipe, Professor Plum with a lead pipe and that. And there's a heavy metal. Remember, these like teas are supposed to be like the light The light in the air enlightened and all that, right? So it's a heavy metal and it's dense. So it's like thick type of thing, right? Like a thicker type of thing, right? Because I think naturals are thick and stupid, right? It's all cool, right? And the atomic number 82, like the Ten Commandments. See what I mean? The Ten Commandments. So that's all coded out. And of course the median point, like the middle point in that. So the more interesting code, an old man with a wooden leg and a scythe. Like the old lame cripple idea, like healing the sick. So you know what I mean? It's all coded, dude. Turn lead into gold, of course the ultimate aim of the alchemists, to turn lead into gold, i.e. turn the air natural into a trance, right? And no, that's what it means, right? The ultimate goal of the alchemists.